Mero Eye team for organizing such a wonderful conference in this period of time, webinar. So, especially Kapil for working hard on it, and the other team members who are already working hard on it. So we'll just go ahead with the presentation. So as you all know, we'll be talking about the the new era in the ophthalmic lenses. I'm sorry, new era in the ophthalmic lenses. So here today we'll be discussing about what kind of changes are there, or what kind of new types of developments are there in the ophthalmic lenses compared to what it was a few years back. So I hope everybody can see my presentation. So yes, guys, I work as a program manager in Carl India Bangalore Private Limited. I've been working here since almost 7-8 months now. I have I have an experience on this ophthalmic field from last almost 12 years. So I was in clinical optometrist. Then I just changed my profession. I mean, changed my duty from examining patient to moreover now I am in research and development side. So let us start with the discussion. So we all know the ophthalmic lenses. Ophthalmic lenses are the portion of. Uh, I think there's a disturbance in audio. Maybe Kapil, you can mute or everyone
Okay, sir.
apart from you.
Okay. I'll check it.
Yeah. So ophthalmic lenses is just an introduction that we already know. We all already know. It's a portion of a transparent medium bounded by two refracting surface, where at least one of which will be a curve. So we'll just start with the other. So in a broad way, we can classify lens material into two types: mineral lenses and organic lenses. Mineral lenses are glass lenses, and organic lenses are commonly said as plastic lenses. So mineral lenses now it's an outdated. Now around the world, we only have 3-4% of people using mineral lenses or glass lenses, where organic lenses are plastic lenses. Even the polycarbonates or CR39, they all come under the organic lenses. So we will not be discussing about mineral lenses. We'll be discussing more about the types of coatings and the new era in the organic materials. So CR39, we all know. Uh, CR39 is one of the commonly used plastic lenses in our practices. So which has a refractive index of 1.5 a little bit and up to 1.6 in some companies, but it's 1.5 index, and it has a value of around 60, which also has a density of 1.6 gram per cm3 and has a UV cutoff of 355 nanometer and a specific gravity. So we mostly have to be concerned about whenever we prescribe glasses to the patient. Mostly what we used to do in our early days is we used like to say to the patient to take whatever glass you want. It doesn't matter. That is what we used to say in our practices earlier. But now the patients or the customers are more concerned about the types of glasses, and even we are more concerned what type of particular glasses a patients use. So why I have included Ave value? I hope everyone know what is Ave value. Uh, so I just want everybody to be a little more interactive on this. So guys, what is Ave value? If you can write it very quickly in the chat box, what do you understand exactly with the Ave value that I have mentioned over here? So if you guys can just quickly answer, uh, what is Ave value, so that we can go ahead with the classes. Okay. So guys, what do you understand by Ave value? I hope everybody understand the Ave value of a glass or refractive surface. What is Ave value? What do you guys understand by Ave value? Kapil, I think some of them are still complaining about sound not being clear. I don't think we can do anything from our side, right?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So guys, every value is the amount of every value is the it's an chromatic aberrations. Whenever a light enters a refractive surface, or for example, we are talking about glasses, just the amount of concealer.
Sir, I
Tells about the amount of chromatic aberration that can happen
hello,
inside a lens whenever enters the lens. So we'll be discussing more about that later on.
sir.
And now in the organic material, we have one Cr39 material and another one is polycarbonate. You see, the only the difference we can see in this polycarbonate has 1.5 index and above, 1.58 rather and above, whereas it has a very less Ag value of 30. So lesser the Ag value, that glass going to give you more reflection. That the chromatic aberration will be more
Excuse me, sir.
on that. So polycarbonate, we all know polycarbonate is one of the toughest material in our practice, but still this other value is just 30. Whereas Cr39 may not be that tough lenses in case of density, but it has a very good other value of 59.3. We'll be discussing more about it, the why I'm talking about the other values and why I'm talking about this thing. And another thing, you see the cutoff, UV cutoff here is 3 to 5 nanometer. This polycarbonate, the UV absorption or UV cutoff is 330. So we'll be discussing more about it. So, there are the different, okay, the some seems to be too small on it, but anyways, I'll be explaining you. So mineral lenses, this was just a difference between the mineral lenses,
Excuse me,
this
Pratyush.
and organic polycarbonate lenses. So the mostly why these mineral lenses got
Excuse me, sir.
outdated or why these glass lenses got outdated, because they were the main reason were low impact resistant. Though everything else was fine, they were scratch resistant, they were high index also possible, excellent optical properties, but this thing, low impact resistant and heavy, the weight of the lens was heavy, that lead these mineral lenses or the glass lenses. It got outdated. Uh, okay, sound is still a problem.
Excuse me, Pratyush. Can you hear me, sir?
Guys, is the sound okay? Can you just write it in if it's okay? Can you hear the
Sir,
sound?
can you hear me, sir?
Guys, can you just write it in the chat box if the sound quality you can hear me well?
Hello, Pratyush. Can you hear me? Hello, sir.
Yeah, hello, Kapil, you are there?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Sir, sound was so unclear. I guess. Can you please unplug yourself from your headset? And I guess it would be more effective if you speak without your headset, sir. Can you please unplug your headset, sir?
Am I audible now? Is the voice quality good,
Yes,
guys?
you are audible. Yes, sir, you are audible, but your sound is so unclear, sir.
I can't hear you, Kapil.
Okay, sir. I don't know. Please don't show on the slide like this. Give us ask the question. Okay. Sir. Okay, I'm just making you call on WhatsApp. Just a minute, please.
Yes.
Hello, sir. Hello. Sir, the sound quality was like not good as much.
Yes, is it nice now? Audible?
Yes, sir, it's good now. Yes, sir, it's good now. Okay, please.
Is it audible now?
Now it's good.
Is it good?
Yes, sir. It's comparatively good.
Okay, okay, okay. We all are so much dependent upon this technology. So I'll just continue with it. Just excuse me for the very small fonts over there. I don't know how it came there. So mostly the organic lenses that came when we had to choose.
The slide is not visible. You forget to share your slide.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, now it's good.
So I was just talking about the organic lenses, the types of lenses. So I'll not be discussing more about it. We all know it. Organic lenses are the normal lenses, CR39, whereas the polycarbonate are the which have an excellent impact resistant. Impact resistant is, if to understand it, the polycarbonate we usually say it's an unbreakable kind of lenses. It rarely it breaks. If you even try to break it with some hammer or something, rarely the polycarbonate lens breaks. So it has an excellent impact resistant. It is a lightweight, but the problem it has that it has a very less AV value, and the clarity compared to a CR39 polycarbonate has only 92% of transparency, whereas a nicely coated CR39 can give almost 99% transparency. So, and another types of glasses that are already in the market, it's on high index lenses. Just to give an idea what kind of the lenses that are available already in the market. So high index lenses, we all know it, many of we already have already prescribed or dispensed to our patients. So many of the the joining student, many of the optometrists also, they have asked me question, what is high index, what is high index. So I have just given a simple example. As you can see here, this in the 1.5 index lenses index, the -10 diopter, you see the thickness, and same in 1.74 you can see the thickness. So refractive high index glasses are the high refractive index glasses, where the power will remain same, but the thickness of glasses decreases due to the high density of the material. The material that is used for high index lenses are more denser, that will help more refraction, but the power will remain the same. So it is just an example to give you the guide the idea. And even the picture you can see a same person using same power lenses but of different refractive index. Here you can see the lens is very much thicker, whereas here the lens is thin, very much thin, but the power will remain the same. Because of the difference in refractive index material, the lens becomes thinner. So the high index lenses, again, it starts from mostly 1.64 refractive index to 1.74 up to 1.74, which is available in the market, not in it's not available, readily available even in India or in Nepal. It's made to order. For us it comes directly from the Germany. We have to order from Germany, and other than this 1.74 index, everything is made in India. Everything is made in our plants, but 1.74 index is made only in Germany for us. I don't know about the other companies, but 1.74 is not readily available, and it's of course it is highly costlier lenses than any other lenses. So Ave value ranges between 42 to 32. Density is higher, as I said, 1.3 to 1.5, and UV cutoff of these high index lenses are usually 380 to 480 nanometer. So why we are talking about the in the new era in the ophthalmic lenses? Why it is required? So why, if you use ordinary lenses that we used to use it in our early days, that brought more cataracts because of the UV rays, and now many people have started getting ARMD, which is age-related macular degeneration. It is also called AMD in few places. So that brought a lot of the age-related, diseases or age-related conditions to us. If you, for example, if you take it, a farmer who works in the field are more prone to get cataract faster than the same age people who work inside an office. If you guys already are practicing in the Tarai region of the country, you guys already know the most of the patients that you see are farmers or they work in the field for longer hours. They tend to get cataracts more. So because UV, ultraviolet rays, the sunlight, many things plays a great role for development of cataracts, for development of pterygium, for developments of age-related macular degenerations, and all. So we'll be just so here we go. Why we are talking about UV rays? There are three kinds of UV rays. Uh, yes, Mustafa. Of course, we'll give you chance to ask questions to everyone. I think Kapil is coordinating with that. So I'll take each and every questions, whatever you guys ask. So yeah, before I start this, I'll take a question from you. Yes, Sheikh Mustafa, you have some question. Please go ahead.
Okay, if anybody has a question or please you can unmute yourself or
Yeah,
pop on the
yeah,
question on the chat
yes,
box. Otherwise, we'll continue the presentation. I guess it will be better, sir. We will discuss on the after the presentation.
yes. I think Mustafa wants to ask a question, so I think we can take he's just a single person, so I think we can take his questions. It's okay. I mean, if there is something he wants to ask, can you unmute him and ask Sheikh to ask some questions? Yes, Sheikh Mustafa, can you please ask a question? Maybe in the chat box you can write. Okay, so he is not asking questions. I'll go ahead with this. You can still write in the chat box, Sheikh Mustafa, and I can always answer your queries. So as I was saying, so usually UV light are it can be uh, you know distinguished between UVA, B, and C, where you can see as in the picture, uh, U ultraviolet rays B can reach up to the cornea, but the cornea has a properties that doesn't let UVB pass inside the eye. Whereas UVA is it can pass through the cornea, but it cannot pass through the lens. UVC is already one of the most dangerous one that should not, reach the human eye or human skin at all. Which that is why the ozone layer, we are so much concerned about the ozone layer, that there should be no hole in the ozone layer, otherwise UVC light will directly come and hit our eyes, hit our skin, which is more dangerous. So UVC is already been covered or already been protected by the ozone layer in the atmosphere, whereas UVA can reach up to lens, but it cannot reach beyond the lenses. UVB is something that can reach up to the cornea, but it cannot go behind the cornea. So uh, okay, and thanks for this picture. This picture I took it from Ajay Butraj Ophthalmic Lenses book. I hope many of you have already reading that book. So this picture I got it from him, so I have to mention the source. Quickly I will take a question from Sheikh Mustafa. Is polycarbonate unbreakable? Yes, I mean it's not that unbreakable. It can always break because it's anyway it's made up of plastic, so plastic can break. But it's morely very much highly impact resistant, which means it cannot break that easily as compared to glasses, compared to glass lenses, or as compared to CR39. Though even CR39 has a very good impact resistant, but uh, polycarbonate are more stronger material, they are more denser material, so it will not break, it will not break very quickly. You have to give a very heavier force to break it. Probably you can use a hammer, and then you can try break it the polycarbonate lens, then they might break it. Or you can just put it polycarbonate lens below your motorbike or below a car, then run a car through it, then it might break it. But usually in our daily life, when we drop our spectacles, or when we by mistake sit on the spectacle, polycarbonate lenses do not break. So they are, in a practical reasons, they are almost unbreakable. Yeah, I'll take another question for Murtaja Kanchwala. Generic photochromatic lens offers sufficient UV protection as known through a lot of literature. I don't think any particular brand offer any particular advantage in terms of UV protection. So yes, you are correct. Generic photochromatic lenses offer. I don't agree with that generic offers sufficient UV protection. It blocks certain amount of ultraviolet rays, but not all types of ultraviolet rays. All types of, in the sense, not all the ultraviolet rays, as I already said. So I do research on these things, either whatever any companies be it. So we check the lenses, either they are really UV protecting lenses, or the photochromatic are actually UV protection lenses. So in many cases, when I have purchased a local photochromatic lenses or a normal photochromatic lenses from the market, unbranded photochromatic lenses from the market, they block certain amount of UV lights, but not the UV lights as compared to branded lenses. So those branded lenses who claim their UV protection, they usually have that UV protection because they do a lot of research, then they bring it to the market. Whereas the normal photochromatic lenses or unbranded photochromatic lenses, they usually just claim to be UV protection. But I have done that the experiment myself. So they do block sometimes some amount of UV lights, but not the all the UV lights. uh, there are many companies, which does claim to block all types of UV light and all UV rays. There are many companies. For example, I'll just give it to you, Carl Zeiss. In that matter, any lenses, any Zeiss lenses that you purchase has UV protection by default. That means you don't have to pay extra for it. Even a normal ARC coating lenses that you buy from Carl Zeiss, and the lens is from the Carl Zeiss that already has a UV protection, and this is uh, we have already done a lot of research on that, then it is in the market. So many lens, many companies do they claim to be this one. Okay, so Sheikh again he said in CR39 UV protection is also available up to 400 mm in blue coating lenses, but you say only up to 3. No, Sheikh, I think you are getting confusion between CR39 material and coating. So coating is, we are not even now discussing coating. So that is coating, that is not the CR39 material. So coating will be discussing about it. So I am talking about a normal CR39 where the we are talking about the glass material. We are not talking about blue coating lenses. We are not talking about coating right now. We are just talking about material. We will be talking about coatings in our next slides. So just you can wait for that. Okay. So I'll continue with my slide and we'll take more questions, guys. So let us just continue with it. So wavelength, yes, you guys have already might have read this here. So I haven't included anything about UVC, but UVB lenses are between 290 nanometer to 220, which are responsible for sunburn and snow blindness, which is also called snow blindness. So mostly the amount of ultraviolet affecting a person is substantially increased by reflection from surfaces such as snow, sand, concrete, and water. That is why we get a lot of tan. Whenever we go in the sunlight near to the water surface in a beach or in the pond or something, lake or something like that, we get a lot of tan in our skin. That's because the more of the ultraviolet, this ultraviolet B gets substantially increased when it gets reflected back from the snow or from the sand or concrete and the water. So wavelength between 320 nanometer to 380 is possibly the cause of most concern for an ophthalmic professional, as it enters the eye causing chronic damage to it. So the UVA light UVA light is absorbed, it goes up to the lens, so it is more concerned for us. So let's go on detail. So say UV is the CR39 normal ultraviolet rays what that material can block. So now we'll be talking about new era of the lenses. We have blue cut lenses, which is also known as blue block lenses, and we have UV protection lenses. So blue light block or blue block lenses are mm, something that now everybody is concerned about. That's because any digital screen which has a LED on it, be it a laptop, be it a mobile phone or a LED screen, has a blue light emission from it. So these blue lights, the blue block lenses, they cut unnecessary blue light. As you can see here, they cut unnecessary blue light entering from the eye. Why? Again, uh, I will clear that, Murtaza, about the misconception about UV protection. We'll be discussing more about it. So as you can see here, the harmful blue light, they are cut by this blue cut lenses or blue block lenses. There are some lenses in the market which tends to cut even the normal blue rays. As we all know, a white light consists of 7 colors, Vibgyor, that is what called violet, indigo, blue, yellow, orange, and red. So the shorter wavelength, which are more ultraviolet or which are more prone to closer to the ultraviolet rays wavelengths, those lenses are cut by this blue cut lenses or blue block lenses, so that you know the harmful blue light will not go inside our eyes or doesn't pass inside our eyes. So now we'll be talking about the coatings, why exactly coatings are required. So this is the one of the picture that I have put here to understand why coatings are usually required. As you can see in the one side of the glasses reflection and the ordinary lenses, see a lot of reflection. Even there's an aeroplane somewhere here, but we cannot see it because of the reflection. Whenever there is a, for example, it's a Crizal lenses, so whenever there is a very good coatings on it, ARC on it, you can see the excessive reflection has been substantially very much reduced on it, and the images are much more clearer. The even the aeroplane here is much more clearer than compared to the normal glasses. So so that is why this is one of the reason. It's not that this is the only reason why coatings are required, but this is one of the reason why coatings are required. So it reduces the reflection. Again, the another new era in the lenses, we'll be discussing about it. Now we have a something called free from progressive. Free from progressive or customized progressive. This is the picture of a normal progressive. Here you can see a lot of astigmatism around the glasses. Now we have a new era on this, where the free form progressive, that means the amount of the astigmatism in the side of the lenses are like hugely, it has been eradicated in this kind of free from progressive, which is also called digital progressive by some company or customized progressive by some companies, that they have different name, but clinically we know it as a free from progressive. That means it is made only after the the patient consent about it. Only will be mentioning and we make it so nicely that there are no any side astigmatism or there are side errors as compared to this picture. So now the another era we have in photochromic lenses, or which are also called self tinting lenses. Now they are available in different variants. It can be a brown, it can be a gray, it can be a semi black, or it can be a completely black. So there are many variants on this available already. So one as I think somebody already mentioned, photochromatic lenses, they tend to protect a lot of UV rays, but not all the UV rays, but they already have an additional advantage of protecting from UV rays. And the another coating that is already available is a polarized coating. As in the picture you can already see here, in the first picture there is no polarized without polarized lenses, but in the second picture when there is a polarized lenses, the reflection is very much reduced. And the only disadvantage of it, polarized lenses are available only in the tinted glasses. Polarized lens cannot be in the clear or in a very much transparent white glasses. It can only be in the tinted, means it can only be a black or brown polarized lenses. It can't be a clear transparent without any color polarized lenses. That is the only disadvantage with the polarized lenses. Other than that, polarized lenses are the one of the best lenses available in the market. And another we have is a mirror coating. Now earlier in our days, mirror coating was just a dream to have with people who use uh, glasses with powers. uh, so there were only ready-made this mirror coating available, but now the mirror coating is available for any power, for any types of power you want, for any types of glass you want. It is available for everyone. So this is the new kind of technology that we already have in. It has been there for the last few years, but many of you may not have an idea of it, but now it is available for any power in mirror coatings. Yes, so we'll just talk about coatings a bit more. Uh, just a couple of minute, couple.
Hello, Pratyush sir, are you there, sir? Let's see. Let me check.
Yeah, sorry guys, sorry guys. Yes, yes,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
there. Yes, so I'm just giving an example of a lens company which tends to what is the difference between different coating on it. As you can see here, HMC is just mm, coatings. It's an hard multiple coatings which has a basic surface protection and with a clear vision which reduces reflection. But when you come to the blue, directly to the I'll going to the blue. So it has a blue light protection, which means every lens may not have the same facilities as compared, as we say, for a patient. For example, if you only say to the customer that you go for a ARC, HMC is nothing but is an ARC lenses or normal ARC lenses. But when you go to an higher coatings, it will be a easy to clean, it will be a dust repellent, it will be a blue light protection as well. So when you go to higher ends, then the lens, the functions of the lens or facility of the lens will increase. So now we earlier in our days we had everybody we used to prescribe, okay, go for an ARC lenses. What lenses? Go for ARC lenses. So now there are, even in the ARC there are multiple coatings on it, just like you see in the HMC plus blue. You see there's a basic protection is in hard coat and there is an ARC over it. Then we have another super slippery top coating. Again there is an anti-static layer above it. Then above it there is a blue light protection. So these all also comes under the new type of lenses that are already available in the market. So now whom to prescribe what kind of lenses, or whom to prescribe what kind of lenses, and whom to say that you should use it for the UV protection, you should not use it for the, you should buy glasses with UV protection, you can buy glasses for the uh, digital screen, you can buy glasses for the normal usage. So there are now different kind of lenses already available in the market. So it's not only that we have a ARC, it's more than the ARC now. We are more concerned not only for the reflection, but also when there is a super slippery coatings in the lenses. So why this top coating has been given? That's because to increase the shelf life of the lenses. When there is a super slippery top means water will not be there. What it will be complete water repellent, it will be complete dust repellent or oil repellent in that case. So that will increase the shelf life of the lenses. Similarly, anti-static layer, dust will not get attached to the lenses. The fingerprints or anything anti-smudge fingerprint and all will not get into the lenses, so lens will remain clearer for most of the time. You don't have to keep on cleaning the lenses most of the time. That will again increase the shelf life of the lenses. And blue light, as already mentioned, the harmful blue light emitted by digital screen nowadays, be it a laptop or a mobile phone or a TV screen or an iPad or whatever digital screen you guys use nowadays. So this blue light production will have a, it will decrease the uh, harmful blue light reaching inside your eyes, as I have already shown you in my previous slides that as I've already shown you in the previous slide, that this kind of harmful blue rays emitted by this, so that blue lens will be uh, protecting, that blue cut lenses will be protecting from harmful blue lights. uh, uh, Yes, we'll have a small discussion on this photochromatic lenses. Yes, photochromatic lenses and its function. Salal Muhammad, thank you for the question, Salal. So I'll just go with it. Mm, Photochromic lenses or photochromatic lenses, or we call it photo gray lenses, or is a changeable lenses. There are many names of it. So there, these lenses, the usual photochromatic lenses, they change their color when they have a UV light exposed to it. Not the sunlight. It may not be the sunlight. It should be. It has to be ultraviolet rays emitted, because even in a cloudy day, when there is no sunlight, if you have noticed, even in a cloudy day, when you wear a photochromic lenses and you go outside in a cloudy day, even the lens changes its color. So UV, this photochromic lenses, they change their color whenever there is a exposure to a UV radiations. It is one of the easiest way to protect your eye, as I think already uh, some guys have mentioned that the photochromic lens has UV blocking properties. They are absolutely correct, but it may not block the complete UV rays, but it will block most of the UV rays. So photochromatic lenses and its function, the main function of using photochromatic lenses, mostly even I use photochromatic lenses just because whenever I go to sunlight, I feel it's very much bright outside, so it helps me soothe the eyes to soothe itself. So it's not we have to, it depends upon customer or patient if they really want to use it or not. But mostly, if those kind of people who work outside, who are in the marketing fields or who are in the fields, who have to keep on traveling in the sunlight or in the daytime, keep on traveling from one store to another store or one place to another. So mostly I advise photochromic lenses to those kind of persons who work mostly in the outside. Maybe for example, we can say a courier delivery guy. If he has a glasses to wear, he can always use a photochromic lenses, because a courier delivery guy, he has to go from a different address to deliver his courier every day in the sunlight. So that will be best for him if he uses photochromic lenses, given that he wants to use glasses. So that will be one of the best example for persons, for person who sit inside office and do his work 9 to 5 all the time. They don't require photochromic lenses. Rather, they will require a blue cut lenses, because they are exposed to the digital screen 8 hours, 9 hours a day. So they will not require a photochromic lenses. Also, for a person who usually drives at night. So for that person who usually drives at night, he will require an ARC lenses only, because it is mostly concerned with the reflection. He may not be using laptops or digital screen. If he doesn't use it, then he can only go for ARC lenses to drive at night, because that will reduce the reflection. Again, students who works on all these multiple things, they might have to go on they might have to travel daily, they might have to work in the digital screen, they again might have to drive all this, so they can go for the blue cut lenses, which includes everything. It includes ARC, it includes blue cutting lenses, it includes smudge free and anti-static lenses, so everything. So that depends upon what type of profession that your uh, patient or that your customer are, what type of job they do. That totally depends upon them. But we have to make sure we advise them the best for them, rather not best for us, maybe best for them. What is the best for the customers, right? Types of photochromatic, there are not much types of photochromatic. There are very less photochromatic lenses, so there are not much type of it. Only maybe the in the picture there may be some difference in shades in photochromic lenses, maybe a little bit lighter shade and maybe little bit of darker shade. That's it. There's no difference between it. And Sheikh, I'll take a question again. No, there's no difference between photochromatic and transition. Transition is the same word given by, I think Esler has given the word transition to photochromatic lenses. So there is no difference between photochromatic and transition lenses. They both are same. They're just playing with the words. Some company want to play with the words, so they are just like playing with the words. So transition is a new term coined by, I think it is coined by Esler only. So it is a transition, is like it will transit from being a transparent lens to being a black lenses. It will transit itself, so that is why they are called transition lenses. So I think any more questions, guys? Okay. So thank you, Shalom. So I'm just taking an example of few companies where they can have multiple coatings, and why is it exactly necessary. As you can see over here, Zeiss has an Lotutech, and it has the DuraVision Platinum, DuraVision Blue Protect, DuraVision Drive Safe, right? So all these contains the standard one has a green coatings. As you can see, it is a continuity of the above. But where you see the Zeiss DuraVision, it has a blue violet shade. It has a hard layer which protects, super hard layer which protects from scratches. So when you go from standard ARC, and a customer comes back to you or a patient comes back to you, why it is scratched so early? I have just been using it for 6 months. So one little disadvantage of this ARC that I have found out in my practice, in my experience, that they get scratched very early. The normal ARC gets scratched very early. I hope you guys have also faced that situation when a customer comes back to you within few months saying, what the glass we have given, it scratches very quickly. That's because there's a standard ARC that has been given, not the Zeiss one or any company. The basic standard ARC coating has been given. So whenever you want to lens to last long, to give a complete satisfaction to your customer, it is always advisable them to to recommend them something little more than the normal ARC lenses. For example, here you see the second line, the DuraVision Platinum. It has a super hard layer which protects itself from the scratches. So whenever you give DuraVision or above, your customer will be one of the happier customers. He'll always come back to you saying, okay, whatever you have given, that lenses lasted for like 2 years, 3 years. It was a very good lenses, didn't scratch very quickly as earlier is used to, and they will very happy about it. And if we now we have a blue protect. So blue protect has an additional, it protects from harmful rays, right? At the same time, they have all other properties. So if they really want, or somebody, a software engineer, maybe we have to work in the system, multiple systems throughout the day, you can advise them that how can we bring in positive message to the patient, is you have to only talk with them the positive effects of the lenses. So I have one more company to give example of. So it's not that I am just giving the Zeiss. So even in the Krijal, you see the first one, Krijal Easy, is only has an four advantage. Whereas if you go to higher ranges, Krijal Sunshield in the last, it has additional protection. Scratch resistant. If you guys see, there was a question: is scratchable or not? Scratch resistant. Scratch resistant is something, there will be very less scratch. It's not they are scratch proof or completely there will be no scratch. No plastic material can be made where you can't get scratch. Though coating might help to reduce the amount of scratch on it, but it cannot be completely scratch proof, whatever the company claims, because we all have seen it in our experience. They have even the Krijal Sapphire we have seen, I have seen patient coming up after a few months saying, you said it is a scratch resistant, I got scratch in my glasses. So then we have to explain to them that it is scratch resistant. It will reduce the amount of the scratch, but there will not be a 0% scratch. So scratch resistant is something, again, is a coating over the lenses which will reduce the amount of scratch over the period of time compared to normal ARC glasses. So so this and all other repels dust, anti-static, which is called repel dust, super slippery coatings which repels water, and anti-smudge coating which resists the smudge. The smudges is like a fingerprints or some kind of oil in it that reduces water. So that will not that will repel water. That means you don't have to clean glass all the time. Once you clean in the morning, it will work throughout the day. I will answer one question. I got one question from Pankaj. Why photochromatic lenses doesn't change the color during the night? Even we are exposed to UV rays emitted by LED bulb. No, I think Pankaj, you are getting confused between a blue light and an ultraviolet light. So in our home, the LED bulb or the electronic gadgets, they don't emit UV light. They just emit harmful blue lights, not the ultraviolet rays. If an LED bulb or an electronic gadget start emitting UV lights, we are gone. We are finished. So it's only the sunlight, sun rays, or yeah, it's mostly the sun rays which has an ultraviolet rays, not the LED bulbs or electronic gadgets. We are talking about harmful blue lights. It's not ultraviolet lights. So there's a difference. So I hope I just answered your question. Okay. So do we have anything more? So yes, I have already discussed about anti-smudge, and I have a clear picture on what exactly anti-smudge looks like. So here we go. You can see in the picture the fingerprints, whereas if it's an anti-smudge, there will be no fingerprints, there will be no scratches, less scratches. Rather, if someone intentionally tries to scratch it, then it will get scratches. And it's an water repellent as well. This is a reflection, so anti-smudge are already coated with an ARC which will reduce the amount of reflection, and it is a dust repellent, means it is an anti-static. It will not attract any kind of dust to it. It will just repel those kind of dust. So this anti-smudge, so I'll go back to mm, my slides where I have, so where I have all of this in one. Yes. So now whenever we advise glasses to the patient, they ask us what kind of glasses should we wear. So we need to focus on the things, what kind of job they are doing, what kind of you know occupation they are in. Either they are more exposed to the sunlight, or either they are more exposed to a digital screen, they work more in the field, or whatever it is. So that is why we are always taught in our classes, in our optometry classes, in our earlier classes, everybody used to tell us history taking is very important. Whenever try to diagnose a patient, even as it's a simple refractive error, they always say us history taking is the most important factor. So earlier we used to think, when we are very young, we are in college days, what they are taking, why we should take history, why you should take history so long, why you have to ask everything. That's because whenever you provide any kind of treatment, so that will clearly, that will the history of the patient, the occupation of the patient, the age of the patient, everything will matter. So now on, whenever we prescribe a ARC to a patient, or whenever a customer asks you, if you are in optical outlets, a customer will ask you what kind of glasses I should wear. please advise me. So if you start asking questions, mm,
Should I have to read out, sir?
sorry.
Should I have to read out for you the question?
Questions, no? Yes, I'll just take.
Yes.
Think- yes, I think we got a question from Tapas. Tapas is in. So he's in Dubai. So thank you, Tapas, for the question. He have just asked question if there is a lifespan often photochromatic lenses, because after some period of it changes slightly pale in a normal state also. Yes, exactly. Even I even have that experience, uh, but none of the company claimed that there is expiry date of in photochromatic lenses. But if if you tend to use it more in the, if you use, I mean, if you have exposed photochromatic lenses in longer period of time in the sunlight of, or you are using the same glasses for like 4 or 5 years, then even when there is no UV light exposure, the tend to lens tend to be little paler in even in the normal state. That is exactly what I think is trying to ask. So we don't have lifespan of any photochromatic lenses, only when, because it has been used for a longer period of time, the chemical reaction that happens inside the photochromatic lenses, so that tends to little bit, in the it becomes more stable in a stable conditions. So there are some, chemicals, I hope everybody knows. There are some, I think, titanium oxide, that is what is used in photochromatic lenses. So that those chemicals, they burn out or they cannot change their state. So that happens in photochromatic lenses. So it's not that after that you can't use photochromatic lenses. Of course, you can use it until you can, until it's visible from those things. But yes, it is advisable that if that thing happens, when it starts getting pale, that means your glass is showing a sign that now you need to change your glasses. It's time for a new glasses. So it doesn't happen overnight or within a month of using it, but it will happen after like few years, 2 years, maybe 2 years or 3 years of after using photochromatic lenses. It starts becoming pale even in the normal conditions. So I don't think that means, I think it is a time to change your glasses, because the chemical inside it, they keep dying, because it is activated by ultraviolet rays from the sunlight. So those chemicals, they stop to react with the normal lights or with the UV light. So they don't change their state whenever there is a UV light or whenever there is a normal light. I hope, Tapas, I have explained what you exactly mean. Mm, okay. Yes, I'll take the questions now. So Diksha asks me which one is the best, CR39 or polycarbonate. Well, Diksha, in terms of, higher lenses, high index lenses, we don't have much an options. When it is more than 1.6 index lenses, most of the lenses are polycarbonate lenses. So uh, because though it gives a, the transparency of polycarbonate is lesser than the CR39, but in the high index lenses, polycarbonate lenses are used. So it's not which one is best or which one is bad. Both are good on their own, but depends if the patient has a higher power. It's always advisable for an high index lenses, though there might be a very less difference between the transparency. So both are based on their own. Okay. So Ranjana Ariel, she asks, blue protection blocks harmful blue light and transmits useful blue light, right? Then how to know if it really blocking harmful blue light and transmitting the useful one? Okay, very nice question, Ranjana. Thank you for that. So as I already said, the glass have um, properties. I mean, even the coatings that they use on it for the blue light, they have a property where they can detect the amount of the wavelength of the light range. So these are light which comes in the market, which say they cut blue lenses. So if it is in branded lenses, they will give the description from what nanometer to from which nanometer it cuts the blue light blue rays. And if it's an unbranded, yeah, I don't know what they do exactly. But in case of a branded lenses, just like Srinkoni is the brand lenses of Carl Zeiss, or any other Essilor in that case, or Brijal in that case, they give an explanation up to what blue rays it is blocking. Yes, that is a very good question, Murtaja. How can we know? Continue with the question with the Ranjanas. So how can we know what brand claim is true? So that has, you don't have much option to, claim or it test it if they are saying is true or not. But what we usually do in our lab is we just bring lenses that various company claim that they have blue lenses, and we have some UV light emitting resources, we have some UV light blocking resources, we have some computerized system which checks which only emits the light waves, light rays, which is based on the nanometer whatever we write in our system. Like for example, we just for that computer will write, okay, so you want 400 nanometer to send 400 nanometer, and we keep that lens there, and if the light passes through it, we can know it. If it doesn't, okay. So yes, spectrophotometer is one of the thing, but we have some sophisticated systems also with us. So it can only be done, Ranjana and Murtaja both, it can only be done in labs which usually have this kind of instrument. Other than that, we don't have any option to check either they are really blocking harmful blue light or transmitting the useful one. Again, if they are saying it's blocking the as I said earlier, blue cut lenses, unbranded blue cut lenses that are already in the market, they block all kind of blue lights, even the useful one. But the only the branded lenses, they block the harmful blue lights. I have already been experienced that the some of the companies I visit, sometimes I visit some of the local optical companies who claim to make blue lights and the progressive. I visit those companies, so I ask them what you use. So they say that they exactly also don't have idea what they use for the blue light lenses. They have this machine which makes a coating over the over the lens, which blocks the blue light. So it blocks all kinds of blue lights which is emitted by digital screens. So only few companies, they only have an exact kind of you know barometer or exact kind of as I already told, Zeiss has some kind of already have they have already mentioned that they block harmful blue light indoors. So they have, if you go to an optical outlets where they have a Zeiss products in the in this product book, they already have mentioned it what kind of blue lenses. I mean, what is the range of the blue lenses that this lens blocks? Yes, I'll keep on answering the questions. Is there any lenses having fog repel properties? Yes, some lenses claim to have fog repel properties, just like again the Essilor and few other that even the Zeiss DuraVision, here in the screen Zeiss DuraVision Drive Safe. they claim it to be a complete anti-static, complete anti-reflective, and with the blue light and the blue light protection. So this anti-static is against any fog. It doesn't. Here you can see dirt and moisture glide off the surface. You can see here itself. So moisture fog is nothing but a moisture which gets attached to the glasses. So most of the company already have it. Which lens is better for computer use, blue ARC or blue cut lenses? Anita, thank you for the question. So, uh, blue ARC is a normal ARC. If you are, I think you are saying that. So it's a normal ARC lenses. So blue cut lenses or blue block lenses are better if you are using computer for a longer period of time. It's not that you use computer for 1 hour a day and you have to switch on to blue cut lenses. It's not that. We are talking about longer period of time. When you have a exposure for a longer period of time, then you require a blue cut lenses. Saraswati again, or we have to use anti-fog spray. Oh, I have never heard about anti-fog spray, but anyways, so most of the higher end lenses, higher end means those lenses which have anti-static features, this anti-smudge features, they already have this moisture glide of the surface, so you don't have to use anti-fog spray if you are recommending a high-end lenses to the patient, just like a blue light protection. If you are advising that to the patient, Murtaza Kanchwala, same thing I have explained is blue cut lenses, they are versus blue block lenses. So there are some companies who brings two types of blue block lenses. Blue cut lenses are they cut all the blue rays from the either it is harmful or it is essential. They cut all the nanometer all the wavelength of the nanometer which contains blue, they cut all, whereas blue block lenses they only block the harmful blue light entering inside the eyes. So there is only that difference. Some company only have blue block lenses which only blocks the harmful blue rays entering the eye, whereas some company has both blue cut lenses and blue block lenses. Blue cut, it blocks all the blue light. Blue block only blocks the uh, harmful blue lights. Mm, mhm. Mhm.
Yes, please, sir.
Yes, yes,
That's here.
yes, Kapil.
For the vision time, we can see the slide now. It's visible, sir.
Sorry, I couldn't get what you said.
Just we just missed the slide. It was not visible on the screen. Now it's visible.
It's visible now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll just go quickly through the take home message. What exactly we got through. So take home message is already ARC is for everyone. Now the normal ARC reflection, anti-coated reflection is for everyone, that can be prescribed for everyone. Whereas coatings, additional coatings apart from ARC, additional coatings are available according to requirement of the patients. It's not we have to advise blue coating for everyone that comes to us. No, so you should able to distinguish that the coatings, additional coatings, because every new coatings that you give or that you recommend, the patient has to pay an extra price for it, because look, normal ARC is the cheaper If you have an anti-smudge coating, it's a little bit costlier. Blue cut, little more expensive. And if it's a UV protection, then it becomes a little more expensive, right? So you can see coatings are available according to requirements. Blue cut lens or blue block lenses only require if you have exposure to digital screen for a longer period of time. That means if you sit on the screen all the times, mostly that is now the case for in this lockdown for everyone. It is the case. That doesn't mean you require a blue lenses because it's temporary. But anyways, many of us we already use it. I use it blue cut lenses because my work is more on the computer, more on the laptop screen rather than going outside or meeting people. Even when there was no lockdown, mostly my job is to sit in front of computer and do many things. So I use blue block lenses or blue cut lenses that you see. I use this, and UV protection is mostly suggested to the people who work in outside environment or travel more in sunlight. So mostly UV protection is required for those kind of person who go outside or who work in the outside. As I already given an example, like a courier guy or a postman, or probably here we have a the food delivery guy who delivers the food, or a driver who keeps on driving all the day in the sunlight. So they will require this UV protection additionally for that. So those customers that who comes to you, whenever you give them the glasses according to their need, you explain it to them. I think that will make everyone very much satisfied that yes, you are really giving them what exactly they require, rather than just saying them that you use any lenses or you use the the costliest one. Rather than saying that, you can explain that why they require these kind of lenses because of their profession. They require these kind of lenses, and if you become more specific to them, then that patient, that customer will always come back to you, and they will be very, very much happier to visit you again and again. That is what we have. I mean, we already have started doing, and I have been doing this for a longer period of time, that I always prefer giving glasses or a contact lenses to the patient according to their requirement. So that will help to make you and the build trust between you and your customer. Then they usually think, okay, now he's logical. I mean, he knows what I do, he knows my requirement. So that goes that way, rather than trying to sell them anything you want. So it will become, for the practice, in the practice perspective also, it will become more logical and more effective if you explain it to patient why they require such kind of glasses. Similarly, if a software engineer is there, or a person who uses screen for a longer period of time, we spoke about this for a few hours. Okay, I'm not sure what did you do last week. Any more question, guys? I think Kapil, are you there? Okay, any more question, guys? Can you kindly write it in the question panel so we can discuss any confusion or any details if you want to add to it.
Uh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm here, sir.
Okay, okay, yes, yes, I just saw that you just left. Yeah. So any questions?
Okay, sir. Okay, there is another question from the moderator, sir. I guess.
Okay,
Also,
just
there are. Okay.
yeah, Murtaza, I will read out the questions. Kapil, no problem on that. Also, are the free fall lenses designed by Zeiss use all customized measurements, or are just processed using default values? Not at all, Murtaza. We even Zeiss all the progressive, either be it a normal progressive or a free form progressive, any lenses that we make in our that are made to order. I mean, that are made.
Sorry to disturb. Yeah. I
Yes,
know
Murtaza.
you might be using, yeah, you might be using freeform manufacturing machines for processing. I understand that, but
Yeah.
for measurements, like in every freeform machine, you need to enter measurements. So, do you process
Correct.
lenses using default values, or you ask the optician to measure and give you the face form angle or the panto or whatever?
Yes, yes. We do that for every made to order, and I said you, because whenever we make, it doesn't make sense if we have all the customized measurement of the patients, and but you use default value. It doesn't make sense at all. So we use all the measurements that we can get from a customer, and all the opticians who dispense Zeiss lenses, they know what are the measurements Zeiss requires at the time of the order, and we don't continue, or we don't go ahead with the default value if we don't receive any measurements. So that has, because I like to mention it, you all of you already know it. Zeiss is mainly about the quality than the quantity. We may not make glasses if we don't get customized measurements. We have that policy that we are mostly only focused about the quality of the products. Most of you already use Zeiss product in your hospital, in your clinics. You all know the quality of the Zeiss. So we don't make glasses just to make glasses. We make glasses to provide optimum quality to the patient. And once you use the Zeiss lenses, I'm sure you will not go back to any other lenses.
Okay, and sir, so how do you collect these measurements? So the three measurements I am assuming is VD, the vertex distance, the
Oh,
face
that,
form angle,
yeah.
and the pantoscopic
Yes.
tilt. Yeah, so how do the opticians give you these measurements?
Yes, we have in form. I may not be able to share that here. I have to search for it. I have that. We have a form. We called it POW form. So there, everything is there. IPD is there. PD is there. As you said, and this pentoscopic tilt is there. The everything. The fitting height is there. So everything is there.
So that form is called POD.
POW. We called
POW.
it P. Yeah, we called
Okay.
it POW.
So if you can just share that form, that would be helpful. So we can also start using in our practices.
Okay. Do
And
you dispense
also,
classes?
so I just yeah. So we actually have a chain of stores in Middle East.
Sorry, your
So
voice is.
yes. Yeah.
I
So
couldn't
we
get.
have a chain of stores, retail stores
Okay, where?
in Middle East.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yes. So that's the reason. And also, I just want to like put some light on the first point that you said. ARC is for everyone.
Uh-huh.
Actually, sir, I found a study online which
Uh-huh.
actually said otherwise.
Okay.
That ARC
What is it?
actually reflects more UV. I have sent that study. It says that ARC coating actually reflects more UV. So I don't think ARC is for everyone. It's helpful
Reflect.
for some
Okay.
people,
I just got.
but yeah, I've shared that study, sir. It's a published study.
Okay, okay. Yeah, it reflects. That means it's a good thing or it's a bad thing.
So it's a bad thing, right? It reflects UV light back into the eye, and UV is not good for eyes. So it's a bad thing. So what that study says is that lot of ARC coatings, they have this disadvantage. So we should not
Yes, yes. I
really
got that.
give ARC.
Yes, yes. So the back of the lenses, yes, right. So UV light is for everyone in that sense. I wasn't. I didn't mean that. That ARC for everyone, that obviously doesn't mean for every person, every single person. It means the normal, if you are prescribing lens to the normal person,
Exactly,
always
sir. So I think they have given very clear guidelines in that study. It's a peer published study. And I think we should not send out the wrong message saying that it's for everyone, because if we start giving ARC coated lenses to people working in industries, they will have really bad impact on the amount of UV exposure they have. So we'll see more early cataracts, more ARMD. So I think we'll just
Yes. For I agree. I think these studies have been published quite a while ago, I guess. I have gone to this when we had a discussion about it. Yes, it is April 2008. As I said, this study is quite a long back, because I remember it now, that from back of the lenses the UV are more reflected back to the eye rather than other lenses, because they have an reflection, anti-reflection properties even in the back of the lenses.
so
Okay.
I think if
So
we
any
don't have
more
ARC
questions?
on the back of the lenses, it's even better.
Madhu sir, yes,
Yes,
we
two
can hear
minutes.
you properly.
Or,
Yes, Kapil. Yeah, I'm done.
yes.
I just wanted to out.
Okay, okay,
Oh,
okay. Thank you
Yeah.
so
Thank
much,
you.
Murtaza. So Murtaza, probably you can send me an email if I'll send you the POW in that case. I have another meeting scheduled right after this. They are already
Sure,
calling
sir.
me
No,
in the.
thank you. Sir, you can share your email ID. I will drop your mail. Thank you.
Yes, just a second. If I can, yeah. Okay. So guys, in case you guys want to, ask me more about it, you can take my email from the comment box. I don't know if I can mention comment. No, I can't.
sir, let us in the group. I'll be taken to the Madhu sir.
Okay, so what I'll do, just I'll mention it in my this PPT. I'll just mention my email ID so you guys can
So I'll be share to the everyone.
Okay, I'll
Okay,
just
okay. Okay.
okay. So I have just mentioned my email on the everyone in the chat box. So guys, you guys can, if you want to ask additional things on this, you guys can always just drop me an email. We can discuss that later on. So guys, I think we are done for now. Do you want anything else? Kapil, is it done or anything? Anyone else? Do you want any more questions to be answered?
Okay, sir. Let me check. So first, I guess we have answered the many more question. Please, if anybody have the question or doubts, please come with the question. You can unmute yourself and go for the question. I guess we have completed all the questions, sir.
Yes, yes. I think everyone can read the chat box, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. So you guys can get my email on that chat box. If you just open that chat box, and so you guys can just drop me an email so we can discuss anything more on this. I am already. I'm also trying to, we are preparing an article where we'll be publishing it in peer-reviewed journal about this type of lenses and its usefulness. So hopefully, when we do that, I'll share you guys the link of that article. Then it will be more clearer for you guys.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Kapil, anything more you want?
Okay, sir. I guess we have almost at the end of the presentation. So before ending the today's session, I'd like to express my sincere gratitude towards the presenter, Mr. Pratyush Dhakal, sir, and all the attendees. And I'd
So
like to appreciate all the helping hands for the ITEX program. Okay, sir. So if you have any good notes or reference that you can, like, you want to provide to us for to improve our knowledge, you can share with us, and I'll be dropping our website or messenger group where everybody
sure,
can reach
sure.
for the resources. Yes, sir.
I'll surely drop you some useful contents that may be helpful for the others to discuss about, and I'll connect to you in a few hours time,
Okay.
so that we can discuss more about it. It's a very nice initiative, Kapil, that you are doing, because I think
Thank you, sir.
learning is the best thing to do to upgrade yourself. Learning is one of the best thing you do. So it's a very good initiative, and best of luck, best wishes for future also. Let me know if I can help you more on this in any more topics as well.
Sure, sure. We are
Sure, sure.
always be thankful for you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, okay, you're most welcome. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody who attended today class. Hopefully, we'll be back.